What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am quite possibly the last person on YouTube / in the world to do this. But I'm going to be trying out the Plouise makeup base. I have had this for a really long time. Been meaning to do a video like this for ages, but I've just never gotten around to doing it. So today, we're going to try this out. And I also picked up recently the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas, which is supposed to be a dupe of the Plouise makeup base. So I thought, let's try this out. Let's try this out and we'll compare the two. So yeah, today I'm just gonna be trying both these guys out using the exact same methods to apply them and everything. I'm gonna be using the exact same palette on my eyes, which is the Be Perfect Carnival palette. And basically I'm gonna be seeing if this guy is worth the hype and if this is any kind of dupe for it. So if you guys wanna see my thoughts, let's get into it. All right, I'm gonna need to zoom in, so here I come. All right, let's do the frog ears today. Whee! By the way, excuse the fake tan I've got around my hairline. I didn't do a very good job of it. So yeah. So before I get into it, just doing a little bit of maths here. The Plouise base is £10, Revolution base is £6, and in the Plouise you get 15 mil, and in Revolution you get, you only get 4.5 mil, so you're paying about half the price, but you get 3 times the amount in the Plouise base. So this actually works out cheaper for the amount of product. Interesting, I wasn't expecting that. So first of all, I'm gonna be using the Plouise base. So I'm just gonna be applying this how everyone else on Instagram seems to apply it. I got mine in the shade Rumor 2. Oh, so it's like this squeezy tube, and I'm gonna, I guess, take some on the back of my hand. Just looks like a concealer, pretty much. That's pretty much what it looks like. Let me just grab my mirror. All right, so I'm gonna do what everyone on Instagram seems to do, and I'm gonna sharpen up my brow, I think, maybe. I don't really know how to do this. I'm just doing what I've seen other people do. That's all I'm doing. So I'm gonna go underneath my brow. And I've seen some people tap this in, but I've seen some people kind of fluff it in with a fluffy brush. By the way, the brush that I'm using right now, and I'm gonna use this for both of my eye cream things, is the Zoeva Cream Shader. So I'm just tapping, tappy, tappy, tappy. Take a little bit more. I'm just gonna kind of bring it out a little bit. I have got a touch of tinted moisturizer on my skin just because I was out earlier, but I am going to do my base afterwards. So I'm just going to bring that out, bring that into my inner corner a bit as well. I mean, right now it just kind of looks like concealer. That's all it kind of looks like. I'm kind of tempted to fluff it in a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to take this Luxe Eye Blender brush from Zoeva. It's completely clean, just to kind of buff it out. Okay. That looks very kind of nothing really. It just kind of feels like concealer. Am I supposed to put more on? Let's look on the actual Plouise thing. Oh, they use a shitload. They use loads. Shall I use more? I'm going to do whatever they kind of tell me to do. Plouise herself, I'm sure, knows what to do with the products better than I do. So I'm going to put on loads. I'm nervous. This is completely not like me. But yeah, I'm going to whack on loads. Be a real Instagrammer. A lot of them tend to bring it out a bit further. Feels weird just slapping my eyeball. Maybe like that. Right, I am gonna now just dust off that brush that I feathered it all in with because I feel like I'm not gonna buff it in. I feel like I'm just gonna slap it. So I actually asked Ollie what kind of makeup look he wanted me to do, and he said to do some sort of bluey green fishy kind of look, like a fish scale. So I'm gonna try and do that. I don't really know what he means, but I'm gonna try and do it because that's what he asked me to do. Okay, make sure we're all patted down. I'm gonna tilt my head back. Don't want no creasing. So I'm going to take the Luxe Eye Blender from Zoeva and I'm going to go in with the shade Sky. This is one of my favorites from this palette. Tap that off. Okay, I'm nervous. Let me just tap this in. Okay, just tap that in there, I guess. Right, that's not really in my crease, is it? So I need to get it in there. I don't know what I'm doing, really. Why is it not going in my crease? Get in that crease, you bastard. Get in there. I'm just going to fully plonk that in there. All right, so I'm just plonking that all in. I mean, the colour's vibrant and it's not, now I've got it in my crease. It does actually look pretty good. There's no patchiness or anything like that. It's looking pretty opaque. It's looking pretty even. And obviously I'm able to kind of if I just take a little bit more, I'm able to kind of blend it around without, it feels so wrong doing the whole wet concealer or wet lid with a powder on top, but it does kind of make blending quite easy because it almost turns the eye base into a little bit of a paste. So you're kind of making a pigment infused eye base, if that makes sense. But it's also kind of setting it at the same time. So it does make sense. I am warming to it a lot more now. It's not something you can just easily do that's just 2-minute quick makeup look. If I were just to do a normal smoky brown eye, I wouldn't do this. But for colourful stuff, it is sick. Okay, so there's that. I'm now going to take a smaller fluffy brush and I'm going to go in with the shade Mood, which is this darker blue. So I'm just taking this one from Sigma. It is the E25. And I'm going to kind of build on that crease line there. I've got to say, this is actually working a lot better than concealer. Obviously, I've only ever really used concealer for this kind of thing. And you can use concealer, like it's fine. It does the job. But this is working better. Like the color just looks a bit more intense. There's no patchiness at all. It doesn't look dry. Like sometimes I find with concealer that if you layer like the powders on top of each other, on top of the wet concealer, sometimes it can look a little bit like claggy. Like, do you guys even know what that word means? Like, I feel like it's maybe, I don't know, something down south or whatever. Like cakey almost, I guess. But this works really well. It's not over blending either. Like as I'm kind of applying it, it's just kind of staying where I put it. I'm now going to take, I'm thinking maybe this shade here, Shuffle. It's kind of like a mustardy yellow. And I'm going to feather that just ever so slightly on the outside of the blue. Just to get a bit more of like a blend going on, like a bit of a transition. Hoping it'll kind of turn to a bit of a green almost. I kind of want to wing this out as well. I feel like I want to have a little bit more room and wing it out. Yeah, I'm going to wing it a bit. So I'm just going to wing out the yellow now, just while I'm here. And I'm going to take that brush that I was using with that blue, the first blue, and just go back over the top to bring that blue back a bit. And then I'll just slowly start to wing it out. Obviously, like not really worrying about going too low on this side. Take a bit more of that dark blue. I'm just kind of flitting between the two. So like dark blue, light blue, dark blue, light blue. Okay, to be fair, I am actually enjoying this a lot more than concealer. I get it. I will, ow, my elbow. I will be using this over concealer pretty much all the time now because this is making my life a whole lot easier. I find it's just making everything blend a lot easier as well. I feel like this is making me better than I actually am at doing this kind of stuff because I don't normally do this kind of stuff. I like cut creases or whatever because I don't know. I don't just ever really do them on myself. This is kind of making me think to myself, oh, Steph, you've actually gotten better. When in reality, I think it's just a product that's made me look a little bit better. Back with dusting that yellow on there. I'm like just touching it ever so slightly because then I'm going to pack a load of shimmer right on my brow bone. Kind of tempted. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to actually take this green mint just on the same brush as the blue and make the inner corner a bit more greeny because I think I might do like a massive pop of yellow on my inner corner. All right, so now it comes to like the tricky bit, or what I find to be the tricky bit. I'm going to take more of the Plouise base and I'm going to cut my crease. This bit makes me a little bit nervous. Okay, so I'm going to pop that just there. Look up, look around. Okay, so you can kind of see that's where it's got to go, like no higher than that. Okay, and then I'm going to slap it on. Excuse me while I just get right up close into my eyeball. How do people like Mitchell get their cuts so sharp? How? I'm determined to get this super sharp. Be right back. I'm going to try and sort myself out. Kind of get in there. Kind of. Give or take. And then literally just going to take this random ass brush just to kind of pat down the edges because I don't want there to be too much product on the inner corner because I don't want to cut that as much. Same for the outer corner. I'm just kind of blending it in with what I've already done because I mostly just want this little arch here, I think. Probably change my mind in a minute. All right, now what? I'm going to take that brush I was using again and go in with that green and really build up the green on the inner corner. See, this is where I find things start to go wrong because when I put concealer, like when I do like concealer, powder, then more concealer and then more powder, then it starts to look a bit like, as I would say, claggy. I find that claggy is actually like a really, really rude or offensive word and I've been saying it all my life and I had no idea. It's probably my luck. I might even take a touch of the darker green, which is called Envy. So I feel like I full on messed it up there because I should have gone higher with that bit around my brow. I'm going to try and rectify that. Try and take a tiny little bit of the blue and just go above it like that maybe. And then I will do that like little blendy yellow bit in a second. Don't even know my bloody brush. And then go back in with this stuff and try and sharpen up that line again that I spent so long doing. By the way, guys, please don't take this as a tutorial because I don't actually know what I'm doing. And then for this outer corner, I'm going to take Mood, which is that dark blue again, and I'm really going to intensify that inner corner, outer corner, this corner, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm really just like smack it in there, like fully dig it in. And then in between that, I'm just going in with the lighter blue. Just kind of help me wing that out again. I suck. I really suck. And then just with a fluffy brush, I'm just gonna wing that out a touch. Pack that blue kind of like as a slight wing on the inner corner, outer corner. Just gonna kind of bring that ever so slightly into the center of the lid. This is the dark blue still. I feel like I should maybe feather on some more green as well. Just like here. Just kind of bring that into the center so they kind of connect. Maybe this might work, I don't know. I'm then gonna take, I think, a white shimmer, maybe this one, Moony. Do I want Moony? Moony's quite gold. Do I want Pink Me? I feel like I maybe don't even want either of these. What do I want to put there? Didn't really think this through, did I? I'm gonna go in with Moony. I'm gonna take a flat brush and pick a load of that up. I might do some layering, you know? Right, I'm gonna take a little bit of Pink Me as well. See if they like balance each other out to make more of like a silver. And then maybe I'll take a little bit of Breezy, which is the shimmery blue, on the same brush, and pat that kind of over the top on the outer corner. I mean, I have got to say, you guys, like, I know this isn't, like, it is a tutorial, but it's also kind of not a tutorial because I'm trying it out for the first time. But, what was I saying? I don't like whatever I've got going on here. It's not the palette's fault, it's not the product's fault, it's just me not being very good, to be honest. Going back in with Sky and just patting that on the outer corner. Why have I not used Recharge? It's like this ring. And then going with Mood, which is like the navy matte. Is that getting better? Maybe? I mean, guys, I'm never going to be like flipping Mitchell or Plouise or any of those guys, but we can try. We can try. So I'm literally just really, really lightly tapping in between the shimmer and the mattes, just to kind of try, get a little bit of blend. I feel like that's okay. Kind of. I'm going to clean myself up a bit here. Okay, that's all right. Goodness, I'm really enjoying this little eye base thing though. I'm not that good, but this eye base is helping me get a little bit better. That bit is really annoying me. I need to get rid of that now. Right, so now I'm just gonna take this random Urban Decay brush that just comes in one of their palettes. I'm gonna take the yellow and I'm gonna dot that right on the inner corner. I wanna make it like boom. Maybe I'll take a bit of Moony as well. Make it like a shimmery yellow. There we go, that kind of lifts it a bit. Like that. Maybe? I feel like I do want a little bit of glitter on my lid there or something just to make it like pop even more. Pretty crazy, but I'm kind of digging it. I'm going to take the fluffy side of that Urban Decay brush and just dust back over with a little bit of yellow. Actually not that mad at it. I'm then just going to take the Cinna highlighter, I think. Yeah, I'm going to take the Cinna one. Actually, and a little mix of the same. And just pop that right on my brow bone. Okay, I think that's it for the Plouise side. Now I've just got to do the other side. No wonder people just do like single eye looks on Instagram. This is a ball ache, but I like it. Really like the base. I had no real issue with that. Like normally with a concealer, I'd be like messing around trying to make everything blend. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Am I a makeup artist? Absolutely not. But I mean, it does look better than what it would look like if I just used concealer. So I'm actually pretty impressed by that. Okay, so now it's time to do it on the other side. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and try out the Revolution cut crease thingy. So this one is called Create, it's in the shade medium. I thought they kind of looked like they'd be the same kind of color. Let me just try and rip this box open. How the hell am I gonna try and recreate that? So this is what the bottle looks like. It does look nicer than the Plouise base. I would say the packaging does look more expensive, obviously, because this is just like a squeezy tube, but it's not, doesn't really make much of a difference to me. Ooh, okay, so this actually comes with a brush. That is a massive brush, right, okay. This is what it looks like. Seems a little bit thinner in consistency. Okay, they are completely different colors. Like, that's the Plouise one there, kind of peachy-ish looking. And there's that one. So this one looks like it's slightly more suited to my skin. If you blend it out, it's not as pinky. Doesn't seem to be as full coverage though, as I'm kind of like blending it out. Right, I don't want to do this again. All right, so with this, again, I'm gonna try it with this brush quickly just to see what I think of it. Let me try and like make a little straight line or something. Quite runny. It does seem a lot thinner. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that brush thing, so I'm going to go back to my other one. Just give it a little wipe. Make sure we're being nice and fair. Give it a little slap. Because it is a little bit thinner, it like, you have to kind of blend it out a bit more. Otherwise you kind of just get like imprints of your brush on it. I'm just going to go up here, because I did go quite far with it earlier, didn't I? Okay, make sure I keep my head back so there's no creasing. So first of all, I went in with the shade Sky, I think, didn't I? Let's plonk this on. Get in my crease, you bastard. Get in there. That does look very, very vibrant. That's looking all right. Now I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm going to leave my inner corner a little bit more bare. Just because, obviously, I want to bring that green in if I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to take Mint just on the same brush. And just make that inner corner a touch more greeny. Now, I am going to take Mood again. I think this is what I did. And I'm going to work that on the crease again. And I winged it out a little bit, didn't I? Whoa, look how one wing going up, one wing going down. Ignore that bit. I'm going to clean that up in a second. So now I'm going to go in with the shade Shuffle and use that to feather it out a touch. And then a little bit of Keen. So far, seems to be blending out fairly similar. Not really noticing too many differences at the moment. Let's clean that up a little bit. Cool, that's about even. I'm going to take a little bit of MB and put that just there. And then a bit of Mood and just bring back like the blues in my crease again. Okay, I think that's about it for like the main bit of the eye. So now I'm going to take that cut crease canvas again and pop some of that on my lid. Do some weird faces. Okay, that should do it. Then just take that brush again that I was using just to kind of buff down the edges. And then I kind of forgot what I did, to be honest. I did green, didn't I? I'm going to take the shade Mint and build that up on my inner corner. Okay, the first thing I'm noticing that's like a kind of downside to the Revolution one is it looks a bit more dry. So now that I've obviously like cut the crease a little bit and I'm putting powder back on top, it does look more dry. I'll do close-ups and everything in a second. It might sort itself out in a minute as I kind of blend, but that's just what I'm noticing. There is more of like ball sackiness. This side looks a little bit more hydrated. You can obviously still see like eyelids because eyelids are like mobile and they move. But yeah, this side does look almost a bit more like scaly almost, which I guess kind of goes with the whole idea that Ollie wanted me to do like a fish kind of look, but it's not really the look I'm going for right now. But it's not too much of a difference. Then taking that dark blue again and fully loading that up on the outer corner. And I kind of brought that in as like a V shape, didn't I? Take Sky, and then I'll go back in with a little bit of Mint just to meet us halfway. I will say I don't think the Revolution one is giving me as crisp of a line. I'm kind of trying to crisp it up a little bit, but it's not fully working. Almost kind of blends into the powders underneath. So I'm then going to take Mooney again and just lay that on. Yeah, it's just not looking quite as sharp, I don't think. I mean, it's nothing crazy. Like, there's not a vast amount of difference to it, but it's just not looking as sharp. And also, I feel like because it is thinner, it does dry down quicker than the Plouise, so it doesn't take pigments as nicely, like just with the shimmers that I'm noticing. But again, it's not crazy different, to be honest. Right, I want to take the yellow now because it's kind of throwing me off, and I'm going to put that on my inner corner. Ollie's probably going to come down in a minute and be like, what the hell have you done to your face? So then with that green, I'm just going to feather that over. And same with the blue. And then I also took some of that shimmery blue as well, didn't I? Maybe I'll take a bit of that. Which one was it? I'm going to take a bit of Breezy. I look crazy. Yeah, the line's not as crisp on the Revolution side. Only a tiny bit, but I am noticing it. Right, is that it? I feel like we're nearly there, to be honest. I might even take a touch of Mooney on my finger on both sides just to see how that works. See if it looks a little bit more like intense that way. Maybe a little bit. I mean, they really don't look that different, to be honest, do they? The only thing I am kind of noticing is just that... Ow, poke myself in the eye with the brush. The only thing I am kind of noticing is just that this line is a bit more crisp. I might ask Ollie if he wants to go to the shop in a minute and get some crisps. I want some crisps. What are your favourite flavour of crisps? Let me know. I'm partial to a prawn cocktail, actually. Love a salt and vinegar. I like all crisps, to be fair. I can't think of a single type of crisp that I do not like. But I love a prawn cocktail and a salt and vinegar. Yeah. Oh, now I'm just making myself hungry. Right, I'm just going to go back in with some of that shimmer. I think that's maybe it. Clean that side up again. How do I always manage to do that? I feel like that wipe's cursed and I'm going to get another one. All right. I think that's kind of even, I think. By this point, I'm over it. Yeah, I didn't really see too much of a difference between them, to be honest. I think I preferred working with the Plouise base. I felt like the only thing kind of making me lean more towards the Plouise base is the fact that obviously it was better to cut a crease with, which I guess is kind of like, usually if you are doing these kind of eye looks, you will be cutting the crease. So I prefer the Plouise for that. But then again, I mean, like the Plouise is like more upfront, but you get more for your money. So yeah, I think I prefer the Plouise. I'm going to quickly go ahead and do the rest of my makeup because right now I look flat out weird. And I will see you guys in a second for my final thoughts. All right, guys, so this is the finished look. And now I've got my base on and everything. I'm actually really kind of obsessed with it. It is a lot. Like, there's a lot of makeup on my face right now. But I really like how it looks. I actually have to go out to Tesco in a minute. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, I'm going to get some weird ass looks. But that's fine. That's fine. Overall, like I said a second ago, I mean, there isn't really too much of a difference. Again, let's do a little recap. The Plouise is more expensive up front, but obviously you do get more product, so it is better value for money. The Revolution one is a little bit thinner, so it doesn't necessarily create the sharpest line ever. But as you can see, I mean, you can still create a sharp line. It's just maybe not as sharp as the Plouise. So yeah, I like them both. I mean, if you can only get your hands on the Revolution one, for example, it's not like worlds different to the Plouise one. But if I had my pick of either one, I'd definitely go with Plouise. I mean, better value for money. I feel like it's thicker, so it doesn't dry down as quickly. It also applies the eyeshadow a lot nicer, a little bit more smoothly. It doesn't look as dry. I asked Ollie his thoughts, and he said that the line, like I said, for the cut crease was crisper on this side, and he also said the colors were a bit more vibrant. So that's Ollie's little opinion. So yeah, overall, I like them both. Plouise a little bit more, and it's cheaper for the amount of product you get. So if you can get either one, get the Plouise, it's way better. If not, doesn't make too much of a big difference, so get whichever one you can get. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you do want to see more of me, because I upload all the damn time. I'm now gonna go to Tesco, grab myself a beer, grab myself, I don't know, some food that I probably shouldn't be eating that I'm gonna eat anyway. But apart from that, that is it from me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.